Without Project Clean Slate, there is no telling where I would be right now.
It gave him back his life, because once he got the felony, it seemed like life was over.
Being unemployed, being depressed, being a burden. Project Clean Slate helped wipe those things away. I can't say thank you enough. I am now able to work for a reputable airline. Detroit had my back, all because I live in Detroit.
All right, I'd like to welcome to this edition of In the Conference Room with Mark S. Lee. And I'm your host, Mark S. Lee, of course. I want you to sit back and relax and enjoy the conversation. You know, the city is hot right now. We've got a lot of events that are coming to Detroit. You all know about the NFL draft and the Detroit Grand Prix just recently took place. Some other events are coming. There's another major event that's coming to the Motor City in the next week or so, next few days, and the Rocket Mortgage Classic. We're going to spend a few minutes talking about the Rocket Mortgage Classic with Mr. Jason Langwell, and he's the executive director of the Rocket Mortgage Classic. Jason, thanks for joining me in the conference room. How you doing?
Doing great, Mark. Good to be with you.
Good to be with you as well. It's that time of the year again. How many years is this for the Rocket Mortgage Classic?
Well, this is our iron anniversary, our sixth playing of the Rocket Mortgage Classic. Hard to believe. We're 6 years into this, but it's been an incredible run. I think back to the convos we had with Dan Gilbert and his team back for 2019 to get this event going. And it's like, we got to find a way to shine a bright spotlight on the city and bring an event to downtown Detroit. And we did. And here we are 6 years later on the eve of what we think is going to be our best event yet.
You know, so let me ask you, do you think that each year is better than the previous year in terms of the overall performance of the Classic and what it's doing for the city? Have you noticed a continued improvement on an annual basis?
Yeah, no, we have. I mean, that's our goal, right? I mean, we leave, every year trying to figure a way to build off the previous base and just improve upon that base and build on it. And we've done that. We look at feedback as a gift, and it's Christmas and holiday every day here in town. We get feedback from our partners, from our fans, from our sponsors. And our focus is just find a way to make it a great experience and impact the outcome in Detroit. I mean, that's really our measuring stick. And we've got a great host of experiences that have evolved each year. And the impact has just gotten bigger and bigger. We're up to $8.4 million now in charitable giving, 4.3 of which through our Changing the Course initiative. And that's why we get out of bed in the morning. And that's our real measuring stick, is the kind of impact that we're making here to the outcome in Detroit. And we're really proud of what we've done in the 6 years.
Yeah, and before we segue into some of the community engagement components, because I think that's important as part of this Classic as well, let's talk briefly about this year. When is the event this year, and who are some of the top golfers? I just saw another announcement this morning, but who are some of the top golfers coming to Detroit this year?
Yeah, we're excited. We announced about a month ago that we'll obviously have Ricky Fowler, a defending champion, back. He's going to be joined by a couple of young stars, Will Zalatoris and Tom Kim. At our media day, we announced Chris Kirk will be in the field, Minwoo Lee making his maiden voyage here, Nikolai Højgaard, who's on the Ryder Cup, all ranked in the top 40. Francisco Molinari is making his debut. Webb Simpson will be back. Both those guys are major champions. Nick Dunlap, 20-year-old, back in January, became the first amateur to win in the PGA Tour in some 33 years, and then turned professional. He's going to be making his first trip here to town. And then last but certainly not least, we've got Miles Russell, the 15-year-old, making his PGA Tour debut. This is a place where we like to see the future stars start. And we've had so many great young players play here, and to have him join us, coming off of being the youngest player to ever make the cut in a Korn Ferry Tour event. We're going to hope he can come here and do the same thing at the Rocket Mortgage Classic. So really great field. We're making some new announcements here shortly, but shaping up to be one of our best fields yet.
I think that was a buzz. That caused a lot of buzz last week in the media day. The 15-year-old, obviously playing in the Rocket Mortgage Classic. And I was thinking back to when I was 15. I don't know if I knew how to see up the ball.
Well, it's true. I mean, he's got his dad coming with him. He can't even check out his own courtesy car or drive yet. So his dad's got to be here to pick up his Jeep courtesy vehicle to take him around Detroit. But it is incredible how this young talent is blossoming early. And we're seeing a big youth movement, even younger than normal. And It's exciting. And we're excited to have Miles a part of that and him to make his debut here in Detroit.
And before we unpack the other events surrounding the Classic, What are the specific dates of the Rocket Mortgage Classic this year?
Yeah, no, we're week of June 24th. So June 25th to the 30th. Want to remind all your listeners and followers, basically the same as last year.
Mhm.
We have tickets on sale still Thursday to Sunday at rocketmortgageclassic.com. Tickets are starting at just $65 earlier in the week, and they go up for later rounds as we get closer to the event here. They go up even more. So encouraging fans to get online and buy their tickets now. Whether you're a big golfer or just looking for a fun activity with your
Yeah.
family, or if you got that Father's Day gift for your dad, or just like some good old summertime fun, we've got something for you at the Rocket Mortgage Classic.
And the thing about the Rocket Mortgage Classic, it's not just golf, it's actually a week full of activities, certainly leading up to the tournament. As an aside, I had a conversation about the John Shippen just the other day. I had Summer Woods on with me on CBS
Mm-hmm.
News, and we spent a great deal of time talking about the John Shippen Invitational, which is an awesome event, which allows Black male golfers as well as female golfers to win an exemption for upcoming PGA tournaments. And so let's unpack the other events that are taking place leading up to the Classic, the Rocket Mortgage Classic. And
Yeah.
specifically, I'm talking about some of the free events and how the Classic has become involved in community engagement over the last several years.
Well, it's a huge initiative for us. We want to be an inclusive event. We want to be an event that everyone in Detroit can come out and enjoy. As you mentioned, we start out the final round of the John Shippen is Sunday, the 23rd of June. That's a part of our Detroit Community Days presented by Jeep. We're going to open the gates, offer complimentary admission and parking to all fans to see some of the top Black professional and amateur golfers in the world competing to earn an exemption into the Rocket Mortgage Classic. You remember Chase Johnson won our
Yes, I
event
do.
last year, made the cut, first John Shippen winner to make the cut. He's doing great. He'll be back. Willie Mack has played in the U.S. Open. He'll be here. So encourage fans to come out on that Sunday before to watch those players. And then they can come back. Monday's a closed day here. We kind of have vendors loading in. And then fans can come back out on Tuesday, June 25th and Wednesday, June 26th, as we continue our community days presented by Jeep. Complimentary parking and admission on those days. We got tons of great events leading up to that. We got our first Tee of Greater Detroit Youth Clinic presented by PG Tour Superstores. It's taking place at 3 p.m. And then fans can go over and take in the Area 313 Celebrity Scramble presented by Priority Health Total Health starting at 5 p.m. We're going to have Aiden Hutchinson there, Lion Star, along with Calvin Johnson. So I'm expecting to see a bunch of Honolulu Blue.
Well, you know it.
Chris Webber, speaking of blue, maybe some Mason Blue is going to be out there, and some green and white. Tom Izzo is going to be coming back to see if
Absolutely.
he can go back to back in winning a belt for the Celebrity Scramble. Looks like we're going to have the Miz out there. And then I think we're going to have Cleveland Cavs players actually going to be coming up. Sam Merrill, I think, is going to join us. So we're excited about that. And then fans can come back out on Wednesday for our Dental Pro-Am. Mark, as you know, that's an opportunity to come out, get up close and personal. A lot of those same celebrities will be playing in the Pro-Am. Barry Sanders is going to be coming out that day to play in the Pro-Am. You get up close and personal, some autographs. And so Sunday, June 23rd, Tuesday, June 25th, Wednesday, June 26th, free to all fans. And as we said, it's a part of our goal to make RMC accessible to everyone. And there are really 3 incredible days to come out and enjoy the event with kids and family and friends and just enjoy a leisurely walk around Detroit.
This is the one time, all of you tuning in, this is the one time where the blue and the green and white can all come together.
That's right.
And the Honolulu Blue, our beloved Detroit line, of course, but this is where the different shades of blue and green and white can come together for a good cause and come and see your heroes up close and personal. And I think that's the beauty of the RMC over the last several years that I've noticed. I've been going, as you know, for the last few years. I've interviewed you quite a bit, and the people are accessible. The people are football players and baseball, whoever's going to be there. Everybody's accessible. What I noticed last year too is the golfers are accessible as well. They will talk to the gallery. I mean, obviously they're focusing on playing golf, but they're very much involved in the tournament, but they're also involved with the fans in Detroit. What is your overall take of Detroit as a host city, and how do they feel about the fans when they come here to golf?
Oh, they're really excited about it. I mean, Mark, you heard Ricky talk about just the incredible fan base that we have here. We're a great sports town, one of the greatest sports cities in America, and they show up. those Ricky chants last year were loud. Those Tony chants the year before were loud, and
Yeah.
tons of great enthusiasm. The players love it. They've got a lot of, they've got a handful of other places that they're kind of narrowing down, figuring out where they're going to call home for a week. And they love that we've got our fireworks on Monday night of tournament week. They love that we have the Tigers in town during the week, and they've taken those games with their family. I think about a couple players in particular, Brendan, Todd, and others. They build, a lot of these kids their kids are just getting out of school. So it's their first chance to actually spend time away. And they turn it into, honestly, they're working during the day, but in the evenings, they're out taking in, our great, Samarillo downtown, or, Prime and Proper, or London Chop House, or enjoying some of our restaurants. And they love the experience we create on site too. We had some players go over to our Livernois Business District area last year, and pick up some good cakes and bakes. We have Detroit Waffle Cafe is going to be out there this year. We're having some chicken and waffles, and so, great food, great opportunities. And as you said, the players are really accessible, and they love our fans, and they love this golf course.
Yeah. And as we begin to wrap up in a minute, I just want to ask you, getting back to the community engagement piece, the digital divide, and RMC has done a great job in terms of helping to close that digital divide. I know a few years ago, Detroit was the largest city in the country with the smallest, I guess, access to the digital space, if you will. But over the years, that gap has closed, and that digital divide is now closing as well. Talk briefly about that, what the RMC is doing to help to close the digital divide in the city of Detroit.
A lot of people don't know, every PGA Tournament's a 501c3, so all of our net proceeds go to supporting our mission, which is to end the digital divide here in Detroit. And we've made great strides in doing that, opening neighborhood tech hubs around the city. When we started this initiative a few years ago, we only had 8 or 9 tech hubs within a 10-minute walk of Detroiters' homes. We have 22 tech hubs across the city now. We've got 352 workstations that have served, I think, almost 30,000 residents across Detroit's 7 districts. And I think we've distributed almost nearly 80,000 devices to the Detroit community. And so, that's the impact that we're making here and the focus. And that was Dan Gilbert's vision for day one. How do we shine a bright spotlight on the city, but how do we impact the outcome in Detroit through this event? That'll be the legacy of this event. We'll have winners. We'll have birdies. Pros will make a bunch of money coming out here. Fans will have a great time coming out, enjoying our food and beverage on site. But the true measure of the legacy of this event is the impact and the lasting impact that we make in the community. And we're excited to be doing that through our Changing the Course initiative.
All right, one more time, the dates for the Classic are, and the website where people get more information and tickets is also what?
RocketMortgageClassic.com. Encourage fans to get there early and often. The event takes place June 25th to the 30th, but don't forget to come out that Sunday before June 23rd for the final round of the John Strip.
You got it. Jason Langwell, you've been doing a fabulous job. I know you're working very hard. You're in demand right now. I just thank you for taking a few minutes to spend some time with us to give us an update on this outstanding event coming to the Motor City.
Thanks, Mark. Great to be with you.
Absolutely. You too as well. I want you all to go out and make it a great day, make it a great week. I would encourage you to go out and check out the Rocket Mortgage Classic at the end of this month. It's always a great time. And in the meantime, go out and make it a great day, make it a great week. Enjoy this beautiful weather. And I will check you out next time in the conference room with Mark S. Lee. Take care, everyone.
Because I live in Detroit, I was able to get tuition-free college through the Detroit Promise. I feel very fortunate working with the Detroit Promise. They were able to afford me so many opportunities. I'm currently studying media production and journalism at University of Michigan Dearborn. I'm looking to take my talents further into the production industry, short films. I love working with people here, and this is where I want to be. And that's why I'm Detroit for life. Detroit.